Hi, this is Hugo Vivier. I'm an engineer at SimplySim, and this is a showcase of our product, the Simply Engine, and a use case of what we can do with it, a drone simulation. The simulation takes place in a 3D environment which represents a city center. So I'm using a Xbox 360 controller to move the camera inside the environment, and the rest of the simulation is also controlled with it. Here you can see it's a pretty big area. I can move around the buildings and the streets. Here is our drone. It's based on a Dragonflyer XX. So its mission is to take pictures in the city center. So it's equipped with a camera, which you can see in the top left hand corner. We have also an inclinometer to see how the drone is doing, and finally we have the different engine states. We are now going to talk about the realism of our simulation. Here the world scene is rendered with the Simply Engine, which is our product. And it's not only a nice real-time 3D rendering engine, but it also provides advanced physics. So that allows us to do some really accurate simulations, actually. In these simulations, the drone is liable to physics laws, such as gravity, air damping, etc. It works with realistic simulated rotors that we can actually shut down. For instance, here is the drone is stable, and I'm gonna shut down one engine only. So you can see it's falling down, and I can restart it again, so it's stable again. As you can see, when I don't control the drone with the controller, it's stabilized. It is owing to a stabilization algorithm which is realistic and which can work on different drones and on real drones too. This is one of the strengths of the Simply Engine. It's to test things in simulation, then to apply it to real life. Another point of this simulation is that we can add some wind. So here we have the top view of the environment, and we're gonna see the wind here, which is represented by red vectors. We can switch back to the 3D view to see the red vectors here too, and how the drone is affected by the wind. Our tool can generate 2D or 3D wind maps depending on the need of the simulation. As a conclusion on that part about realism, we can say that our tool is helpful to test some algorithms such as stabilization algorithm, or to simulate a crash or a rotor failure. After that, we can also add more realism, for example, adding noise to the camera image or photo filters to have a more realistic effect. We're not going to talk about monitoring and interactions, so how I'm gonna control all my simulation. We have implemented two options for monitoring the drone. The first one is an autonomous mode, where the drone flies from one checkpoint to another. Here you can see the checkpoints, which are green spheres. The second option is manual control, which is useful if you need to train users to the monitoring of the drone. I use a gamepad here, but owing to the Simply Engine architecture, it's possible to use any kind of software or hardware device to control the simulation. Well, thank you for watching that first video on the Simply Engine. Don't hesitate to visit us on SimplySim.net.